In the heart of medieval Europe, a storm was brewing across the cold seas of Scandinavia. These were no ordinary raiders. They were warriors with hornless helmets, iron blades, and hearts forged by frost and fire, the Vikings. Their sails first appeared on the horizon of Anglo-Saxon England in the year 793 AD, marking the beginning of one of the most brutal and dramatic chapters in British history. This was not just a series of raids, it was an invasion that would reshape the very fabric of England for generations to come. The first strike came suddenly. The holy island of Lindisfarne, a beacon of Christianity in Northumbria, was savagely attacked. Monks were slaughtered, sacred relics stolen, and churches burned to the ground. This raid sent shockwaves across Europe. For the English, it felt like the end of days. But for the Vikings, it was just the beginning. Drawn by tales of wealth and fertile lands, the Norse warriors returned year after year. Their longships, sleek, fast, and deadly, became a symbol of terror along the English coasts. No village was too small, no city too fortified. The Vikings came not just to raid, but to conquer. By the mid-800s, they weren't just pillaging towns, they were settling them. Entire regions of England fell under what became known as the Danelaw land, ruled by Danish law and customs. At the heart of this invasion was a legendary figure, Ivar the Boneless, son of the famous Ragnar Lothbrok. Ivar was a strategic genius and a fearsome leader. In 865 AD, he and his brothers led the great Heathen Army into the heart of England, a massive force by Viking standards, organized not just for raiding but for war. Their goal was clear: take control of the kingdoms of England. Kingdom after kingdom crumbled before them. Northumbria fell first, then East Anglia and Mercia soon followed. The Viking grip tightened like a vice. But standing defiantly in the way was the Kingdom of Wessex, led by one of England's most revered kings, Alfred the Great. Unlike others, Alfred didn't flee, he resisted. What followed was a brutal back and forth, a war not just of swords and shields, but of strategy, fortifications, and endurance. Alfred's clever use of fortified towns, called burhs, and his reformed army gave Wessex a fighting chance. In 878, at the Battle of Edington, Alfred decisively defeated the Viking king Guthrum. It was a turning point. Guthrum converted to Christianity and withdrew north, marking the beginning of an uneasy peace. But the Viking threat never truly disappeared. Waves of new raiders continued to arrive, and the power struggle between Norse invaders and Anglo-Saxon defenders raged on. Towns were taken and retaken. Kings rose and fell. The English crown even passed briefly to Danish rulers, most notably King Canute the Great, who ruled over a vast North Sea empire in the early 11th century. This era of conflict wasn't just about destruction, it was about transformation. Viking culture, language, and traditions left a permanent mark on England. Town names ending in by or thorp are remnants of Norse settlement. Norse words slipped into the English tongue. Even the English legal system felt the Viking influence. Visually, the brutality of this period is hard to overstate. Battles were fought with axes and spears in muddy fields soaked with blood. Villages were burned to the ground. Survivors faced slavery or worse. Our 3D animation brings these moments to life. From the crash of Viking longships against stormy shores to the thunder of hooves and the clash of steel in battle, you'll witness the terror on villagers' faces, the fiery chaos of sieges, and the harsh beauty of the northern warriors who changed history. By the mid-11th century, the Viking Age was drawing to a close. But its final echo would come in 1066 at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, when the last great Viking king, Harald Hardrada, was defeated by the English. Just weeks later, England would face a new invasion, this time from the Normans themselves, descendants of Viking settlers in France. The Viking invasion of England was not just a story of bloodshed. It was a collision of cultures, a struggle for identity, and a forging of nations. Without it, England as we know it would not exist. The Vikings came with fire and fury, but they left behind more than ashes. They helped shape the soul of a nation.